Hey guys, I just wanted to say due to recent events, I can't keep doing this. You guys finally got what you want. You've gotten rid of me. And I hope you guys have a blessed... Psych! I'm here to stay. You thought you could get rid of me. I ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Anyway, let's get into UFC 259. Now, this card is jam-packed, so much to the point where I just want to talk about the main event. I'll put up my prelims and early prelims picks, and the only fight on the prelims that I'm going to be talking about in this video is Dominic Cruz versus Casey Kenny. But before we get started into anything, I'm introducing a new segment. This is called Dummy of the Day. Now, this motherfucker got me fucked up. They thought that I was wrong picking Thiago Moises over Alexander Hernandez, when I had a valid reason. I think Alexander Hernandez had the output to win that fight, and I was right. Now, did I overstretch a little bit saying he was going to win 30-26? Yes, I did, but I always use hyperbole. I always get a little excited and overzealous, and I always I'm just dramatic. So I'm sorry for not saying forewarning. I always like to stretch the truth a little bit. But I still knew Thiago was gonna win. This motherfucker was like, there's no way Thiago can win this fight unless he gets a flash KO or something. Well, guess what, bitch? He won just like how I said he did. I'm pretty sure it was 30-27 or 29-28, but he still won a decision. And you, sir, you have been running ever since. I don't even know your name, but I'm gonna put up the screenshots because you deserve to get aired out for your... You know what? Nah. I'm gonna be a better person. Psych! You're getting aired out, bitch! Anyway, moving on. We're gonna talk about the main event, Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. A lot of you guys do not like Israel Adesanya. You're using that to cloud your judgment. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Israel is gonna be lightning fast in this fight. He says he's coming to weigh in at 195 pounds, which means he's probably gonna be just as fast as he is at middleweight. And Jan Blachowicz is not a fast fighter. He's powerful, he has power, and he can hit targets, but I'm just saying, for you to be betting it all on this man, based off of a place of dislike of Israel Adesanya, it's very misplaced, as well as other fights on this card. I think there's a lot of fights on this card that, frankly, are very tough to call, but I'm pretty confident picking Israel Adesanya. I think he picks him apart. He might even finish him. I think Israel has way more ways to win than Jan does. I think Israel can win by decision or knockout. I don't think Jan can outstrike or outpoint fight Israel Adesanya. He's the greatest striker to ever transition into MMA. At least into the UFC as far as being decorated. The guy was a pound-for-pound kickboxer. So it's going to be tough for me to get off my high horse with Israel Adesanya. Following that, we got Megan Anderson versus Amanda Nunes. A lot of people are giving Megan Anderson zero chance, and I guess I kind of am too, but I acknowledge that Megan Anderson has power. She has reach, and she's very unorthodox. I think she's going to touch up Amanda a little bit, but I don't think she's going to have enough success to continue on and win rounds. I think Amanda immediately, if she gets into any trouble, is going to default back to her grappling and just grapple her for 25 minutes or maybe even get a submission. I don't think Megan really has a shot at this. She doesn't have any 5-round experience against a caliber opponent like this, and the last time she fought someone of a caliber opponent of Amanda Nunes was Holly Holm, and she got out-grappled by Holly Holm. So it ain't a good look for Megan Anderson. More power to her. Hopefully she proves us wrong, but I doubt it happens. Following that, we got Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. Guys, Aljamain Sterling is the real deal. This guy has some of the craziest output in the UFC. His cardio is so underrated. If you guys saw him fight Pedro Munhoz, you'd understand that was the best Aljamain Sterling we've ever seen, and he was outstriking Pedro, which is why this whole premise of people thinking that Petr Yan, all he has to do is outstrike Aljamain and keep it standing and that's going to result in a win. I think that's misplaced. I think Aljamain has the ability to get ahead on the scorecards earlier on in the fight and racking up points in the first round, possibly winning the second round, and then coming back to steal like the 4th or the 5th round. All you got to do is win 3 rounds, and Aljamain has the output to do it. I think he's going to reach close to 100 to 120 significant strikes either landed or thrown in this fight, and I don't think Yan has the ability to finish him. And let's keep it a buck. Can Yan even stop Aljamain from grappling with him? We don't know. But at least if he does, Aljamain still has an answer. Can Yan stop Aljamain's shots? And if he can't, does he have an answer on his back? We'll see. I'm picking Aljamain Sterling. I think he wins 49-48. Following that, we got Islam Makhachev versus Drew Dober. I really do like Islam Makhachev, but some of y'all are boosting so hard about his bill. Every single person in the American Kickboxing Association just lies their ass off about their fights. So let me get this straight. Khabib out-grapples Luke Rockhold, DC, and Cain Velasquez and doesn't lose rounds, but at the same time, he's losing rounds to Islam Makhachev. So how does that work? It's either Khabib doesn't lose rounds or Islam Makhachev is taking rounds. And then if Islam Makhachev is beating Khabib in rounds, then wouldn't that equate to him taking rounds over other people? Or are we just lying here? Whatever, though. Whatever. I don't think Drew Dober necessarily has enough ways to win to beat Islam Makhachev. I think Islam is the future. He's the present, and he's got something that's did you see the way that he touched up Gleason Tebow? That is not normal. That's not Islam Makhachev is one of the more underrated fighters on the roster. Granted, he probably not, because considering everyone's always talks about him, he probably is the most underrated. But I just want to say that because I don't see him getting enough praise for his ability. I'm picking Islam Makhachev, and I don't think he can finish Drew Dober, but I still think he can dominate the fight. I'm picking Islam Makhachev, and I'm saying 29-28, maybe 30-27. The last fight on the main card is Alexander Rakic versus Thiago Santos. I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in Thiago Santos. He's getting up there in age. The guy's almost 40 plus. He had to deal with some serious injuries with his ACL, MCL, meniscus, all those. He tore all of it. It's all gone. And I don't know if he can come out of this fight and be successful. I picked him in the Glover Teixeira fight. He seemed very hesitant. I think there's a mental block, and I don't think he's able to overcome it at this stage in his career. Rakic is surging right now. You saw what he did to Anthony Smith. You saw how he faced numerous other opponents, and he's had his way with a lot of people. Like, Lord have mercy, look what he did to Jimmy Manuwa. And it's for that reason why I think this fight, a lot of people are expecting this fight to be like fight of the night. They think it's going to be crazy and they're going to go toe for toe. I think it might end up being like Jairzinho and Rozenstruik versus Cyril Gane. I think Thiago is going to be hesitant again, and Rakic is just going to sit on the outside and try and just poke at him and win points. Hopefully I'm wrong. I want to see it be an exciting fight. I hope it is, but I don't know. I really think Thiago is just going to be gun shy. But you know, I'm always down to be wrong. I'm picking Rakic, and I think he wins a unanimous decision. And the last fight we got is Dominick Cruz, the return of the dominant. Hold on, let's play Dominick Cruz's walkout song real quick.
No other. I'm the one and only dominator. I'm the one and only dominator.
I'm the dominator. Hey, I'm off. That song's kind of whack, but it's because I like Dominick Cruz, why I played it in the first place. But Casey Kenny has made a lot of enemies based off of stuff that he said about Megan Anderson, and rightfully so. Like, you can't say that shit about a coworker or anybody, especially live on a podcast. But as much as I think that Dominick Cruz's skills are starting to catch up with his age, I still don't think it's as strong as a factor against Casey Kenny. I don't think Casey Kenny has it. I don't think he's got the it factor to beat Dominick Cruz. It's a small group of people who can beat Dominick, and Casey Kenny is not one of them. Mr. Tumnus doesn't stand a chance in this fight. I think Dominick Cruz doesn't get touched for the first round and a half, and then Casey Kenny gets desperate, and then Dominick Cruz just starts eking out takedowns at the end of rounds to win rounds if they're close enough. I'm picking Dominick Cruz 29-28, maybe 30-27, because we know Dominick Cruz ain't finishing nobody. Anyway, upcoming news, guys, I'm going to start dropping regular videos on TikTok. I started doing fighter breakdowns. Comment down below which fighters you want to hear me talk about, from their legacies to their downfalls, that sort of thing. I think one bright idea that I have so far is talking about fighters who have fallen from grace. And the first fighter that comes to mind is Renan Barão. I feel like that would be a solid video to do. But, you know, I'm always open to suggestions. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Kairos. This is the right time and the right place. Have a great day.